All right, this is APEP. I'm back again. Today we're going to talk about the second monster of Tiamat, and we're going to also go into the aspect of water. So here we go. I'm going to read this to you. Same book. Okay. Usuamgallu is also a horned serpent, like the Basamu, having 4 lion paws and the talons of an eagle. Nanurta, also used as Usuamgal, as a weapon as well. Music and water are associated with the Usuamgallu by a harp made for the temple of Nagarusu. By Gudea, the name Usuamgallu Kalama and the irrigation Cardinal Dul also is in his name. This musical smoothing watery dragon serpent is utilized best for meditation and the calming of primal instincts we must cultivate and guide, invoking the Usuamgallu in a silent meditation with the sound of immersion of water, with heart music playing in the background, focusing your desire and dreams and health of your mind and body. Enter the dark and cold watery, allowing the chills to smooth and relax your mind, and allow with the caduceus between them that represents the fertility and the healing powers of the chthonic ground, as the fiery mushu is the, wait a second, did I skip this one? Oh yeah, damn, that one skipped, my bad. The sleeping to come in a comfortable wave against the certain of night, going into the deep waters of the womb of Tiamat. Now, with that saying, I also want to give you some more insight on it. Water, what it does, it has effect to sound and it forms geometric shapes. I also want to give you some source information to look up. And look up this name. Okay? Dr. Masumoto. Water is alive and to human emotions. And this is the ruin symbol from Norse mythology called Laguz. Now if you look at this, because these runes reflect things in nature, if you look at it, it's actually the water. This is a waterfall, as you can see, so you can use that to tap into it. Also, oh yeah, if you want to deal with psychic, another way to program the water is to, if you get a jug, like a water jug, and you write symbols on it. So let's say I do this, draw something like this, go like this, this, and these are the 4 corners, you know. But I put my own twist to things when I do my own type of stuff. So you go something like that. Use something for psychic ability. Damn, I think I'm drawing this shit wrong. Let me see. It's harder to draw it like that. Facing it that way. So draw me a ruin cell. Get me a little ankh. Draw a pentagram. Downward pentagram with a lightning bolt. Draw a Y. Ka. Ascending. Like this. 8-pointed star. Love the 8-pointed star. So I do something like this. Little combination. That's a little Chinese symbol for summoning spirits and stuff. But back to where I was, and that's a ruin for psychic development. So you can look into that. Also, if you want to work with more energies that align with the aspect of water, the harness, that's called hydromancy. Basically, your body is made up of water. And whatever music you listen to, whatever you listen to is actually programming the DNA inside your body. So always stay hydrated. I recommend being hydrated when you before meditating because it allows you to vibrate a lot more. And water for some people might have effect. It might make you more emotional because that's what water is dealing with. And basically in the experiment, Dr. Yamato got some water. They played positive stuff, say to the water, and they said something negative to the water, and they put the pieces inside the freezer, and they looked at it under a microscope when they took it out the freezer, and the one with the positive stuffs formed geometric shapes, and the one that had the negative vibes, it looked at chaotic. It was bubbling and stuff. So that's another thing on water. I also want to give you some energies that you can work with water. So I got this is Mami Wata. This is a voodoo spirit of water, a mermaid. This one's called La Sarine. That's another spirit you can work with dealing with water. And another one's called Vepr. Vepr is another spirit to work with. Look up these names, okay? This one's from the Goetia, So you can work with those. And there's other energies you can work with as well. There's a nectar out of ancient Kemet or Cam called Noon. Noon is associated with water. You know what I'm saying? Tiamat, that's another one you can work with. And Leviathan. And the water also deals with the subconscious mind. So when things are repeated 3 times in a row, it goes into the subconscious mind, because it hits the left, the right, and it enters through the pineal, and it goes into the subconscious mind. And if you want to learn how to work with the subconscious mind, I recommend a book right here. I don't know where I put it at. It's called Donald Tyson. It's called Hidden Power: How to Reprogram the Subconscious Mind. And it lets you know basic tips on how to reprogram the subconscious mind. You can also put water, because water is a doorway. Everybody knows this, but I'm just saying this just in case you're a beginner. You can put water bowls to open doorways, and you can do rituals around water. And yes, meditating around water will actually put you in a trance-like state. We also got other entities like the Neurona. That's another one, the wet woman. You know what I'm saying? Also dealing with something sexual. We got more water spirits. This is out of a yokai book. It's called 1001 Demons. The Ningu. That's another water spirit. And these alphabet right here in Japanese, you could use those as sigils. I'll give you another one. This is the shark one. So I'm going to give y'all a list. And what you do is when you work with this, when you want to learn about it, look up what a giant octopus means. Look up what a giant shark means, the symbolism of the shark, what the water means, what the salt water means. So you can break it down so you get to each deeper layer symbolism. Umibuzo, you know what I'm saying? So these are water-based energies. Like I said, I want to show everything in the book because I want to motivate you to get the book and learn for yourself. After I get past these books, I will go into techniques. But I got to get into basic information. So Usuamgallu is actually one of the sons of Tiamat. And I also want to go into the horned serpent. I also want to go into the horned serpent. The horned serpent in Native American mythology is associated with storms, and storms bring rain. It brings water. But also in the Cherokee mythology, there's a certain serpent called the Ukatina, and that's associated with water. So when you hear serpents and sea monsters in the water, it's talking about the subconscious mind. That's what it's dealing with. Now the mermaid thing's a little different. The mermaid is actually talking about the vagina, but it's also talking about the emotions. And the water, when a woman gets wet, the water goes down. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't flow up a hill, it goes down a hill. So when you see a downward triangle, it represents water. You know what I'm saying? The upper triangle represents fire. You know what I'm saying? The fire goes up. You know what I'm saying? When we get turned on by a woman, it goes up. For a woman, it goes down. When you put them together, you get a hexagon. You know what I'm saying? You know, and when you put the hexagon together, you got a circle and a dot. That's the sun. And it's also the pineal gland. But it's also the sperm cell going into the egg. Because it creates life. Man and woman creates life. You know. So that's why. And so I'm going to go into this room. It's called Lugaz. And I'm going to let you check it out. So I'm going to read out of this book. Where is it? Right here. This is called the Rune Tarot. It's good with the you can look up Norse Tarot or Rune Tarot from Amazon. This is the cover of it. It's a really good book, and it lets you know about the ruins. So I'm going to turn to it. Just give me a minute and I'm going to read it to y'all. And sooner or later we'll get back into techniques and stuff. But I want you to get basic familiar with certain things. You know, if you're a beginner. So, here we go. Still flipping through it looking for it. Let me see. There it is. Laguz, stay flexible in flowing situation. Laguz is a ruin for the lake or the body of water. It is fitting to see the ruin of such watery card. The water was essentially to the Vikings. They associate water with vital part of substance of living. It was also crucial to exploration. They build their towns near the ocean shores. They learn to navigate the seas and using the stars, their physical power. The sea taught them how to construct powerful boats across the water. Laguz represents the danger and the unknown events. Each trip out brought to the long ships. Here be sea creatures had to come from somewhere. Right, Laguz protects them and reminds them to stay flexible. If you have drawn Laguz, it is time to know you are in a prime of your power. Your horn is filled up with new desires and creative projects. It is time to pour them out and look to the stars to see how they can guide you smoothly and steadily down the path. So also what we went into last time was Polaris. Okay? We went into Polaris. See, y'all caught on the way I flipped it. But also, they used to use the star Polaris to navigate on ships. You know, there's probably other stars as well, but Polaris is one of the main ones. You know, so I'll just let you know on that. So with the water, like I said, the water, you just do your research, do your project on it. And I also want to give you a card so you'd be more familiar with. Give you more than one culture, you know, to look up. So you do your research on the aspect of water. You can also look up Shapsahet. She's associated with the Nile and fruitfulness. And you can look up Noon. You know what I'm saying? He's associated with water. So that's pretty much it. Be safe, stay strong. And I'll see ya. Do your research.